Hey guys, welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4. We are in our 6th year of homeschooling, which is bananas. And we just got back from a Disney trip, so I'm super excited. Today, I just want to share with you that hitting the reset button works in life, works in parenting, works in homeschool. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find us right down in the comments or over on Instagram. I just filmed, Monday was our first day back to real life. We got back late Saturday night. Everybody was kind of slothy and tired on Sunday. We originally were gonna go to SeaWorld Homeschool Day on Monday, which was ambitious, but they canceled, which worked out great. And then that day was just dragging. And I was like, I filmed a whole video about it. You've probably already seen it, about how some days the bare minimum is okay. Not enough people show that some days just getting out of bed is as good as it gets, and that's okay. And I was just really dragging. Kids were dragging. It's oh, we're just so tired. We're worn out. Fast forward, we had strep. We have strep. So sometimes it's good enough. Good enough is good enough, and sometimes you have strep. So, funny story, 3 of the 4 of us have strep. Dad is holding strong and avoiding us because we are contaminated. True story. Which honestly, this was our first time really going out in the world without masks. So we didn't mask on the plane, we didn't mask there. We had them in case we needed them, but we're at the place now where it's okay, we've done this for a long time. We've done everything we're supposed to do. So we agreed that we felt, pretty comfortable not doing that. But then both planes were packed. Disney was packed. So it was one of those I told my husband, I was we're coming home sick. I don't know what it is, but there's no way we don't come home sick. And sure enough, we got strep. So nobody's had really low fever, achy, mostly crabby and run down. So today, with a little bit of antibiotics in our belt, we are all we're jazzing. We're back to normal. So this is a good feeling. I want to keep this one. The kids are a little less crotchety. Okay. Sometimes you need an antibiotic, guys. Sometimes antibiotics fix it. Just throw that out there. Sometimes it's strep. Sometimes you're run down and you're Disney tired, but sometimes it's strep and you're Disney tired, which is compounding and crazy. Anyways, so now that we got that out of the way, sorry about that video. If you didn't love it, that's okay, but some days are like that and some days you got strep. So this is real life, guys. I am sharing what is actually happening to us, and it was strep and tired and strep and tired, but it was gravy. Stuff happened. I don't know how, but stuff has happened this week so far. So good job right there. Ooh, while we're at it, look. So I didn't feel like heat styling my hair this morning, so I just braided it in the back. I don't know what it looks like, so let's find out together. Is it good? I don't know. If it wasn't good, I'm gonna snip it out, or I'll superimpose a better picture or something. I don't know. Anyways, oh God, I feel so much better this morning. Yay, antibiotics. Okay, so I thought it would be important to come here and share with you, because I had this thought the other day about sometimes you just have to hit the reset button. And I see a lot of people how do you do this? It's to fight all the time. It's hours to do this. And I don't do that because, and I know that you know this, and I know that everybody knows this, and it can be really hard to remember in the moment when you are in a power struggle with those short people who live with you. But once you've hit what I call the wall, there's no point. There's no point. Nobody is hearing you. Nobody's absorbing what you're saying. No one, you've blocked it off. You're certainly not learning, which is what I try to remind my kids. When you're fussy, you're not learning. So it does no good. It's time for a reset. And it's just like IT support. You call in and they're like, have you unplugged it and plugged it back in? You literally can apply this same principle to life, to homeschool, to parenting. And I'm going to encourage you to do that. Okay, so think about this. Anytime you realize that there's no progress being made either way, we're in that equal game of tug of war. Anytime that you do that, I want you to stop and say, wait a minute, take out the cartridge, blow in it, old school Nintendo style, put it back in, see if that helps. And the way that I do this, in parenting with my kids, when they've gotten to the point where I'm you are about to get consequences, I need you to take a minute and rethink your behavior. And they're like, no, I don't need to take a minute and rethink my behavior. I'm like, oh, that reaction right there, that one says you do. You do. So I want you to take 5 minutes. I want you to go for a walk. I want you to take 5 minutes. I want you to go for a snack. I want you to go get some water. I want you to go take a shower. I want you to go sit in your room. I want you to go away from me because just the presence of that kind of continues the escalation sometimes. So you have them go away. When they come back, everybody needs a hug. Something else that I'll do is, do you need a hug? Now. Do you need a hug? Now. Are you sure? You feel like you need a hug. Do you need a hug? Yes. And then you get a hug and everybody feels better. But here is what is really important about the reset is that you need to allow it to be a reset. Okay, so a lot of people, you put your kid in timeout, you do the whole thing, you do whatever you're doing, but you come back to it with the same energy. And that's not fair to anyone. So I do this. I do this in parenting, and I do this in homeschool, and I do this in my marriage, and I do this in life, is when we come to the place where we do the reset, it is a full and real reset. So I tell them, you are deciding how your day is going to go. Is this how you want it to go? No? Okay, let's take a minute and then we're gonna start fresh. Everyone's gonna start fresh. We're gonna forget about what's happened and we are all going to start fresh. So when you blow in the cartridge, when you unplug it, plug it back in, when you hit the power button, turn the power back on, the system reboots, the system resets, right? You need to allow yourself, your children, your homeschool, your situation to genuinely reset. Now, I was prompted to talk about this because I saw this great quote or whatever, and it says, when you feel like everyone hates you, sleep. When you feel like you hate everyone, eat. And when you feel like you hate yourself, shower. And it genuinely is so true that you can change your entire day if you just have water. You can change your entire day if you just take a break and take a snack. And part of that is literally just the physical break of stopping what you were doing, stopping what you were focusing on, and doing anything else. But also, maybe your sugars are low. Maybe you need to introduce some food. Maybe you need a cup of coffee. Maybe you do need a nap. Hit the reset button on life, hitting the reset button on homeschool. This genuinely works. And maybe it's so much that we have had such a struggle with insert whatever problem you're having. Let's say we've had such a hard day in math that we are done for the week. We are gonna pick it back up next week. We need the mental break. We need to switch gears and do anything else. We need to take 5 minutes and walk around the block. We need to take 5 minutes and get a snack. I encourage my children all the time. If they are stuck, if they are struggling, if they are nose down and they are getting fussy, stop, go for a walk. Stop, go get a snack. Stop, go get some water. Anything that it takes to hit the reset button, guys. And this genuinely works everywhere. And it's great if you can get to that point where, when we're on vacation, if we start seeing cracks, I don't even say anything. I just open snacks and start handing them out. And then it gets okay. If that's happening, it's like, oh, let's stop and take a drink of water. Think of your mental block, your emotional block, your struggle as something you just need to hit the reset button. You just need to come back fresh. You just need to not only give other people that opportunity, give yourself that opportunity. And that means everybody comes back fresh without harboring those feelings of what happened before. And I know that that's really hard. And I know it's really hard to remember these things when you're in that power struggle of you will do this because I say. However, no one wins that way. They just don't. It's not something that happens. Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, sometimes you just really need to remember that hitting the reset button can absolutely salvage everything. And maybe that reset button is, this day has been long enough, this day has been hard enough, we're going out to dinner. This day has been long enough, this day has been hard enough, we are building Legos. This day has been long enough, this day has been hard enough, we're all taking a nap. We're gonna sit down and watch a movie. We're gonna watch an episode of anything else. And if all else fails, guys, don't forget the wet paper towel. It saves lives, the wet paper towel. I'm just saying, I know how hard it is, but simple little resets work always. They always work if you need them. It's a tool you should have in your tool belt, and it's something you should be so ready to use so easily before it gets to the point that everyone absolutely hates each other and doesn't want to be in the house with each other anymore, because you like these people? I know sometimes that's really hard to remember because they're not always likable, but you like them, you made them, you chose this, you want to be around them, you want to have what comes with this constant exposure to your children, which most people genuinely can't understand. But let's make this a happy place for everyone, for you, for your spouse, for your kids. Let's do our best to practice a good and healthy reset. And it can be, you know, we've done things, my family really likes to vacation, and you can kind of tell when we haven't had just a lot of fun things to do. So sometimes we will just, you know, we're an hour from Galveston, we'll just drive down to Galveston and have like a vacation feeling day. Or we'll have a day where literally the only plan is to do nothing. We've planned to do nothing and it's fun, and we play games and we watch movies and we eat popcorn. And there's different kinds of resets, but it's important that when you reset, you fully allow, you unplug it, let it sit for a while. You fully allow the power to go off and to come back on and to start fresh. So the reset is only as good as when you power it back on, okay? So it doesn't matter how bad it is when you rip the cord out of the wall, when you throw it across the room, when you've unplugged it, when you have drowned it in the bathtub. None of that matters as much as how you're going to allow the reboot to happen. And maybe we all take 5 minutes and do yoga. And maybe we all take 5 minutes and lay quietly on the floor. And maybe we all take 5 minutes, find our own closet and lock ourselves in it. And maybe we take a bath. And maybe we wash our face, and maybe we go for a walk, and maybe we have a drink of water, and maybe we suck on an ice cube, and the amount of time that it takes to suck on the ice cube is your reset time. And maybe we do timeouts, and maybe we do big hugs. But what we always need to do is come back ready to be back. Okay, so I don't know how long it takes. Sometimes it takes longer, it takes shorter. That's okay. Dance party. To try everything from Zootopia, like one of the most epic family dance party moments for sure. Maybe it takes a little longer some days and a little shorter some days, and maybe you're using this in your marriage or in real life. And I genuinely have. I get burnt out on working. I'm like, I'm done for this day. We try again tomorrow. I just want you to remember that the restart is really what matters. Knowing when to quit. You guys know I'm a big fan of knowing when to quit, but also the restart. So just wanted to come here and share that with you because I just love that quote. And it's really true. It's really true, right? Eat, sleep, add water. That you can solve all the world's problems. Eat, sleep, add water. And nothing is ever as bad in the middle of the night as it is never seems as bad the next morning after a good night's sleep. So guys, yeah, that's it. I hope this is helpful, entertaining, or informative. If it was, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. And I am currently trying to content plan. It is almost that time when we get to the busy season of homeschool, when it's like planning and buying and all reviewing and all of that. So between now and then, what do you want to see? What do you want to see? I've got stuff coming up. I think I'm going to do the Generation Genius Mystery Science comparison. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be fun. So I'm excited, guys. I hope you're excited. Be sure to follow over at Suitcase Princess, and I will be going over all of the things from our Disney vacation. And yeah, I think that's it. Guys, hope you found it helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button. I think I might have already said that. My bad.